All right, good afternoon. How you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing well today. Hope you guys are staying safe. It is cold where I'm at right now, and it was started to snow this morning. The funny thing is, a couple of days ago, I was, in the Carolinas, beautiful weather. It was about 65, and then I come back to this here. Oh man! So I want to take some time out today. I know to speak to you guys about how to properly fill out notarial act certificates because just because you're a notary doesn't mean that you know how to properly fill it out. Especially new notaries that's coming into this industry. It is absolutely important that you take the time out to research, take the time out to practice, and you take the time out to educate yourself how to properly get these documents signed and notarized and stamped properly. A couple of weeks ago, I did a video on like the different type of notarial acts, such as the acknowledgement, the all-purpose acknowledgement, the jurat, and the copy certification, and the witnessing certification. In this industry, you will use some more than the other, which is completely fine. So some of you may not even get to use a witness certificate, or you might not even do a copy certification, which is completely fine. But the most basic, the most common one that a lot of people use, and then the most common one that I've used in my experience, the acknowledgement and the jurat. All right, so we are going to take some time out, and we are going to pretty much go over, well, not really go over it, just to show you guys how to fill it out. Not only is it important to know what they are, it's also important to know how to properly fill it out. So let me see if I can find mine. And please do not laugh at my handwriting. If you do, look, you can go ahead and laugh at my handwriting. Like my wife think my handwriting is the absolute worst. Like, so, all right. So we are going to, let me see if I can screen share this here. Screen share. There we go. Perfect. Nope, it's not it. There you go. All right. Perfect. Here we are. So we are going to, I'm going to walk you guys through on how to properly fill this out, right? But first off, ask yourself, what is an acknowledgement? If you watch the videos that I create last time, I kind of break down what the acknowledgement is and when you could use it. But for those of you who have not watched that last video, I highly recommend that you do. But the acknowledgement is the purpose of this form here. The purpose of this form here is to verify that the signer is who they say they are, and they are willingly signing the document. So that is the purpose of this particular form. And I'm going to show you guys how I fill it out. Once again, don't worry about my handwriting. It is absolutely the worst. So this right here, these certificates, if you are a member of the NNA, I know they provide them, they sell them as well. You can pretty much choose the specific one that goes with your state. So I'm in Massachusetts, so I'm using Massachusetts Notarial Acts certificates. So I'm not using a different state certificates. I know some people have been able to download them online for free, or so I know some people say they create their own, or but they are a website where you are able to get these for free. So this is the all-purpose acknowledgement form here, and most of your all your notarial acts will have this. Pretty much the basic. It might different. It might be different by the state. So I can only go by how Massachusetts looks like. I'm sure your state will be familiar. Your state will be similar to, like, as far as the notarial wordings, but I have seen certain state where the wording is completely different. So the basic of the all-purpose acknowledgement. So as you can see here, they'll say county. So of course it's going to have the state. If it doesn't have the state, some of them are blank. They'll say state of, and then you'll put the state that you're in, whether it's Massachusetts, whether it's Florida, whether it's Texas, wherever you're at. Wherever it says state of, the state that you are in, the state you are commissioned. That's what goes there. And then you'll say county of. Sometimes you will not say county of, you'll just say SS, then have a comma afterward. It's the same thing. This is where you put the county. Not the county. So if you are doing if you have an appointment, let's say you're doing an appointment in a different county. So whatever county in which you are in, that's the county you are putting. That's what you're writing down. Whichever county you are in. So let's say your main county is, let's say, Bristol, but you are doing a signing. You have an appointment in Plymouth County. What goes in that county line is where you are physically conducting that appointment. All right, then we go to the next line. It on this the 13th day of February 2022. So, as you guys can see, I wrote this out today. So usually this will be blank, and you'll just go in to fill it out. So how it worked on this 13th date, the date is the date that you are meeting the signer, not the date of the document. Sometimes you'll get documents where the client will already have a document that was mailed to them on a prior date, but when you are filling out your notarial acts, you are putting the date that you are meeting that client and the date that you are signing and notarizing that document. So as you can see here, for today's date, the month, and the year. Before me, just my name is Myra Matherin. So the name of Notary Public, it seems common, it's common sense, but we go into these steps. Name of Notary Public, my name will go there. The undersigned Notary Public personally appear, and personally appear, what comes after personally appear, usually the signer's name. It might be one signer, it might be multiple signers. In this case here, Michael Jackson. And I don't know why that came to my top in my mind. I think I was thinking of one of his songs from back in the day, but so personally appears Michael Jackson proved to me through satisfactory evidence of identification, which was a Florida driver's license. All right. So another thing, just because somebody's meeting with you in your state, that doesn't mean that they cannot give you a driver's license from a different state. Think about it. If someone is visiting and they have to get something notarized, so as long as the form of ID is valid, as long as the form of ID is not expired, that's the key here. It's not just accepting an ID. You have to make sure it's valid. So as you can see, we go through it. Name of signer, what type of ID that they had was a Florida license. To be the person whose name is or signed on the preceding or attached document and acknowledge that he, it can be she, it can be they. So I know some notaries do not circle these, but I do. So I circle he, sign it voluntary for a stated purpose. And these right here, those are like optional. All I kept hearing was somebody was walking through, I guess. Yeah, so these right here are optional. Like if you're doing like a power of attorney or anything like that. But most of the time, if you're just doing general notary work based on the document, you may not have to fill these out. So you'll scroll down, as you can see, signature of notary public, your name, and when your commission expired. And because I got this form here from the National Notary Association, it gives you the option for you to put the type of document you was notarizing. For this here, for this example here, I put bill of sale, the date of the document, the number of pages, and signer's order, the name above. I can put, sometimes I put NA, or sometimes I put no order signers. So this here is the all-purpose acknowledgement form. Then we move on to, let's say we move on to the jurat. Basically the same thing, slightly different in wording. All right, as you can see, slightly different in wording. And with this one here, the one key thing you need to remember in regards to a jurat, right? If somebody call you, say they need a jurat done, they have to sign in front of you. They have to sign the document in front of you, the notary public. With as far as the acknowledgement, they don't have to sign the acknowledgement in front of you. You can go to an appointment where they already signed the document. So what you will do in that situation, you will just verify the signature that's on the paper and the signature that's on the ID. But remember, keep in mind that the jurat, they have to sign in front of the notary. That's like one of the key things when it comes to a jurat. And again, the purpose of that is, they are swearing to the content that the information in the document here is true. In this particular signing, you will administer an oath. All right. So as you can see, once again, county is where you are at the time of the signing, not the county where you are based at. It's where you are at the time of the signing, the date, the month, the year. Before me, the name of the notary public, my name goes there. The undersigned notary public personally appear, John Johnson and Peter Tash Brown. So notice how on this one I have two signers. All right. I know some people some people will want to put each signer on a separate certificate. However, in my experience and what I've done is if I have two signers and it's the same document and they're both taking an oath or whatever it is, I'll put both of the name here. And it kind of gives you, it indicates that you can have multiple signers because it's the names of signers. All right. Prove to me to satisfactory evidence of identity. So what they use to identify themselves. And in this case, because I'm using two different individuals, one of them had a driver's license and one of them has a passport. Completely fine. So what you will write here is the individuals, the type of document that they gave you to verify them. Driver's license or a passport. Completely fine. Because not everyone's going to have a driver's license. Some people will either have a passport or a driver's license or either or. But if you had an appointment and somebody give you a passport and somebody give you a driver's license and both are valid, that's completely fine. Completely fine. You can just write it down here as you see. Driver's license, passport. And then from there, you go to here, which is pretty much to be the persons who signed the preceding or attached document in my presence, you're the notary, and who swore or affirmed to me that the content of the document are truthfully and accurate to the best of their knowledge and belief. In this situation here, as you can see, I have two individuals. So I circled there. And then sign, print, and when my commission expired. And then stamp. All right. Again, you scroll down. Like I said, every notarial certificate has this option. It is completely optional, but I like using it All right. So for this here, as you can see, type of document, petition for divorce, date, any other signers, no. Number of pages, 6. I feel like, again, this is based on my opinion. You don't have to do this, but I do it because I feel like that is just another way to prevent fraud. Why I say that is, so let's say that I had filled this out, right? Both of those individuals appear in front of me. So I fill that out and I just leave this blank. I leave this section here blank. So how would you know that those individuals are not going to attach other documents to this certificate? Because you really don't. Especially if the other document does not have a notarial wording, right? So they can easily went and sign the other pages or any other type of document and they put the date and they attach your certificate to it. So that's one thing to think about. So I personally, I like filling this out. Feel like it's another layer of security, but whatever's working for you, I'm not telling you to do this, but that's just my take on it. So it's my honest opinion. So whether you like it or not, that's completely up to you. And no, it does not take what probably would take you maybe what 30 seconds to write all this to fill this box out. Again, it's up to you. But I just feel like I like to have I like to be secure on what I'm doing and I like to feel like that there is no room for potential fraud because you don't know what people are going to do if you just give them this certificate here saying that they appear in front of you, but you leave this blank. It's optional, so it's your choice. It's your decision to make. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I can only tell you that what I practice and my experience, that's what I've always done. And the next one will be the witnessing. Again, as you can see, it's the same thing. And from my knowledge, you do not have to administer an oath when you're doing the signature witnessing. You're basically certifying the person in front of you is who they say they are, and the signature is truly theirs. That's all you're doing with this one. And as you can see, you're looking at the notarial. Let me see. Let me get rid of this. All right. You're looking at the certificate. Once again, you'll have your state on top, county. Sometimes you'll say SS, comma, the county in which you are conducting the appointment. In this case here, I put Barnstable County. That's one of the counties that I also provide service to. Today's date, on this 13th day of February 2022, before me, the name of the notary public goes here. The undersigned notary public personally appear. This name was signed, Chris Tucker. Another name that just popped up in my head. That's because I was thinking of the movie Friday on this one. So, personally appeared Chris Tucker, proved to me through satisfactory evidence of identity, which was a Rhode Island driver's license. Once again, just because you are meeting somebody in your state doesn't mean that they need to have your state driver's license. They could just move there. They could be visiting. However, what you need to make sure is that ID is valid. It is not expired. And you go down here. So as you can see here, I forgot to circle this. Again, some notaries do it, some don't, but I always get in the habit of doing it. And look, it can't be perfect. It can't be perfect all the time, though. But if I was completing this, I was going to circle this, sign, print, and the date that my commission expired. For this one here, it is optional. It is optional. So I left this blank here for a reason. So this is optional. If I was completing this, my method is I always fill this out. Type of the document date, number of pages, and the signers, everything will be filled out as I had prior to this one. All right, so this is the witnessing. Then the next one, copy certification. I spoke on this on the last video I did regarding Notarial Act. So if you have not seen it, please go check it out. And also just remember to like the videos, guys. I really appreciate that. Like and subscribe if you haven't. And for those who has, thank you very much for your support. So just thought I'd throw that out there. You guys are amazing. So thank you. So with the copy certification, what you are doing with this one is you are confirming that the copy and the original document are both accurate. So I add this page here, and I bring you this another page, right? Let me see what I can do. Like a copy or something, right? So if I bring you a page, as you can see, it has a letter C, and this one has the letter M. And I told you, hey man, look, these two are the same thing. As a notary, if you are doing a copy certification, what you are doing is you are verifying the original document and the copy document to see if they match. Simple as that. And one of the best way to avoid any issue is if you are able to get the person to bring you the original document and you yourself make a copy of it versus them having the original document, then make a copy, or what they say it's allegedly a copy, and for you to verify it. One way to prevent fraud, hey, you know what? If you want to do this, I have a mobile setup, I have a printer, bring the original document, or if you want to meet at the Staples, at the Office Depot, wherever, we can meet there. Bring the original document. I'm going to verify who you are. Then we're going to make a copy of it. And then from there, I'm going to just pretty much check for the accuracy to make sure that the original one and what we just did is the same thing. So you're pretty much comparing both documents. And as you can see for this copy certification, again, these notarial certification will always have, it's always going to ask you for the basic information. The state that you are in. The county of which that you are conducting this signing. And then we'll go, well, say on this day, put the day, today's date, or the date where you are doing this, the month, the year. I certify that the attached or preceding document of 2 pages, so it can be 2 pages, is true, exact, complete, and unaltered copy. For this example here, I use a master's degree from UMass Boston. So whatever copy they bring you, whatever original document they bring you, that's what you are going to put here. Okay. So if they bring you a car title, this is what you're gonna put here. Whatever title of the document is what you put here. Presented to me by James Brown, another old school singer. So presented to me by, so whoever bring you the documents, their name goes here. All right, and then from there, you'll sign as a notary, you'll print your name, your expiration date of your commission, and here we go, the optional one. This is, like I said, this is optional. If you're already a member of the National Notary Association and you purchase these, or if you obtain them, it'll have this box. I like using it, like I said. So from there, you'll just go the address where original is kept from, where most of the time this will be the person's home address. So where the original is kept. In this case here, 123 Main Street. Original date of document, May 5th, 2021. Because sometimes, if they'll bring you a college degree, most graduation are in May. So you'll put the date the original date of that document, not the date that you meet them, the date of that document. All right. Signer or issuing agency. This situation here, they received a master's degree from UMass Boston. So the agency, the agency, sorry, the agency who given the document was the university. Claimed by custodian individual. It was a person. It was not an attorney who bring it to you. It was not a trustee or any of that. So you'll choose whichever one belongs, whichever one goes with the type of signing. Then once you fill this out, you'll stamp it and you give it back to them. You give the certificate and the original document and the copy back to them. And that is it. I appreciate you guys taking the time and watching this. I apologize if my signature, my handwriting is the absolutely worst you ever seen. I hear this a lot from my wife. But yeah, so the four main type of notarial acts: the jurat, acknowledgement, the witnessing signature, and the copy certification. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop screen share here. All right. So yeah, so it is really important that you guys really take the time out to educate yourself on how to fill this out properly, because you don't want to get into a situation and where, let's say, a document you are notarizing do not have the notarial wording and you have to fill out a certificate and you don't know what you're doing. That would make you look extremely, extremely bad and unprofessional. And whoever you're doing that signing for, your appointment for, I highly doubt they'll be contacting you again, because this right here is something that you should know, along with your state laws of what you can and cannot do as a notary. You should definitely know how to properly fill out notarial certificates. And also keep in mind, every appointment that you go to, you must verify the signer. Even if it's a repeated customer. I've gotten to the habit where even when I'm dealing with repeated customer, hey, can I see your ID? Because you don't know what changed. The address could have changed on the ID. Now the ID could be expired. So get into the habit of asking for that ID, because it's going to help you out a lot. And if you are new, if you're just starting out, please take the time out to educate yourself. Take the time out to learn, and take the time out to be willing to take constructive criticism, because in this business, in order for you to succeed, you must be willing to be open-minded on learning. You must be willing to adapt yourself to different learning methods. And once you get comfortable, going to appointments, completing these certificates, and then you'll create your own method of how you want to do certain things. All right. So that is it. I appreciate you all watching. And also, like I always said, it's not about perfection. It's about consistent action. Stop trying to be perfect all the time. You're not going to be perfect. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. But guess what? In order for you to achieve your goal, in order for you to manifest what it is that you truly desire, you must take action. Doesn't have to be the perfect action, but you have to be consistent with what you are doing on a daily basis in order for you to achieve your goals. As simple as that. Hope you guys have a great day. Hope you guys stay safe, and I'll see you guys next time.